Alright, so just to do a quick recap of last time, basically it was a take your son to work day for Dhurke. He's looking for the orb in a very nonchalant kind of way. They're trying to show him in a very positive light, which makes me think he might turn out to be something bad, because it's just too good, too fast. He's acting kind of jovial and nice, and so we'll have to see about that. But also, we're searching for the orb. We met Pearl. The doctor, Buff, is the victim. Phoenix is apparently around somewhere, and so is Edgeworth. They're both looking here too. It's like a scavenger hunt part. Technically, there is no crime yet. Maybe the theft of the orb if it's missing, or again, the death of Dr. Buff is ruled an accident so far, but of course, we're gonna find out it wasn't an accident. Or maybe it actually was. Case 3 was a suicide, so we never know. It might actually be an accident, but there's more to this. So we haven't seen Phoenix or Maya yet. We haven't even seen Athena. Trucy's been following us around a little bit. Dad's R-ball is locked up for some indiscretions. And what else? We've looked at the victims. Not really victim, but whatever, we'll call him the victim. We've looked at his place several times. We met his son. And then we went, who only talked to us from using his drone. So maybe he even killed his own dad using the drone somehow. I'm not sure exactly how that would work, but it would be a possibility. At least that's what came to my mind as soon as I saw that drone thing. And then we went out into a cave looking for the orb. I forget why we thought it was in there. I guess Pearl told us based on the drawing. And maybe the sun also said something like that. So we went to the mountain, Mount Mitama, or whatever it's called, together, father and son. So this might be one of those moments where Dhurke does something to save Apollo from falling off a cliff or something, to gain his trust and love back, because it's kind of a uncomfortable relationship so far. So it'll be kind of a bonding moment. And yeah, I'm not sure how long this day's gonna go on. And the only reason it ended there, because I normally don't end abruptly in the middle of a day like that. Either at the beginning of a day of court, or a recess, or some sort of a in-game benchmark or checkpoint, if you will. But this, literally, we're in the cave, we're struggling to see, our lantern's about to go out in game, and then my power goes out in real life because we were having wind and stuff. It was like the weirdest thing. You can't make stuff like that up. Literally, it ended on its own. We were right in the cave looking at them in the dark. Their lantern's about to run out. Right here on the screen, and I was gonna keep going, and my power went out for like 3 hours, so I had no choice. Don't tell me there's really no way out. But never mind the way out, we're still looking for the damn orb. And I was complaining about this father-son thing with Dhurke and Apollo only because this whole first part of this case has been their sort of bickering back and forth, or their relationship, whatever it's going to turn into. I think it was an unnecessary detail that he's his son. It could have just been gone in so many other directions. Dhurke didn't need to be his father. It just feels forced and unnecessary. Not everything has to relate to the main characters. Like, even Maya is, close at home with spirit channeling. So this whole country is like based around Maya and her ancestors, we're going to come to find out, Ami, Faye and stuff. So did we really need Dhurke to also be related to one of the main characters? Where there's a will, there's a way. And then Sodomy's his brother, too. It's just too much. Cut our losses while we still can. Forge ahead, turn back, put my foot down. Are these choices actually going to matter? Like, can I die? Well, why would we turn back if we just came from there and we couldn't find a way? What would that mean, put my foot down? Like, go... You're not going anywhere? What do you think that's gonna do? I thought put my foot down meant like go lower. Like go further down. You might get on that way. You're done, but what are you gonna do? That's not what I meant. He used to throw tantrums like that. How long was he living with him? I don't know. Or at this point, you're hiring him. He's working for you, so you owe him more than just buying something. He is being kind of condescending. That's not what I meant by put my foot down. I thought it literally meant physically put your foot down and go lower, and that might lead you out. Just forge ahead. We wouldn't make it up that wall of solid rock. We keep going. It'd be cool if there was a penalty system for choices like that. Like if you get too many wrong, you just die in this cave or something. It was Dhurke's idea. It's his fault. No, not at all. He seems like he's enjoying it. I wish we could get some animation for this. Only the truly accomplished have the luxury of being so choosy. Well, Phoenix just went into a sewer in case 3 and got abducted by Death Arbol. So he's pretty accomplished, and he doesn't have that luxury either, apparently. I guess he was there by choice, but I was just starting out. I did everything from street performing to yak milking. So you've been in Korean your whole life, I suppose. He did mention those performances a lot. And that helps you become an accomplished attorney. How? And again, how accomplished was he? Because just to recap, the murder of the Queen, assassination of the Queen, was pinned on him 23 years ago, at which point he probably couldn't practice law anymore. So he was 22? So how accomplished of an attorney could he have been at 22? It didn't. You need to earn... Yeah, so it's one of those necessities, but you shouldn't brag about it. I hate when people do that, like, oh, look at all these things I did. Well, if you were a little more capable, you wouldn't have needed to do them in the first place, right? I don't know what his point was. He's doing fine. What's the last case he was the main lead on? Case 2. He just rescued Trucy. I mean, the Kristoff thing was a bit traumatizing. I'm sure your teacher being a mass murderer. First trial really put me through the ringer. Yeah, where you took down Kristoff for the first time. Pair of stolen panties, so he's recapping his own game. In case you haven't played it, which is definitely skippable. The Justice Curse. We'll see if this game lives up to that, which is whenever there's justice in the title, it's a bad game, or at least one of the worst games. Justice for All, most people agree, is one of the weaker titles. Apollo Justice, everybody hates. And this one is somewhere in the middle. We'll have to see how this case turns out. It's going to have to be really good. When I was hitting my stride, this one prosecutor branded me as hair forehead. He did pretty good in case 3, though. The Turnabout Serenade, he was pretty good in that one. Other ridiculous prosecutor who wields a samurai sword, he's okay, though. They're probably more than you, apparently. You seem surprised by everything. Even a cell phone. That's kind of a pointless interlude. Nice little recap, though. Sorry I didn't contact you for so long. I mean, you could say it the opposite way, too, though. How come Apollo didn't contact him? If you really cared. So who pushed us down, I wonder? Was it a politician guy? At least then I'd respect him for doing his own dirty work and coming all the way out here. Apollo's gonna fall through and he's gonna save him? That'd be kind of cliche. Not again. At least he didn't get pushed this time. Fell into some water. How cool would it be if you could actually move around, like Ace Attorney investigation style? Like walk around and see where you're going. Oh shit, is this gonna be... We found the orb by mistake. Is that the container? Why exactly was it brought here? By the doctor, but why? Must be some old site that only he would know about. Is that really where you fell from? Looks like that would have killed you. Yeah. Isn't this what you came for? The doctor hid the orb around here. Yeah, it looks like it's right up there. Now, is that really the same object from case 1? It looks similar. About to pay dividends. Time to find that orb. He just seems too happy about everything. Wonder what this place was before it was ruined. Place for spirit mediums to perform rites. Good theory. Earthquakes and changing landscape eventually buried it. Why do you say that like you know it by heart? Doesn't look like it. We presented, I think, pretty much everything. Maybe not the most recent stuff. Okay, he's not very helpful. So you can't really move anywhere. Just have to examine stuff. This music is nice. It's almost like a altered version of the other themes like in town. Like a water bottle. Plastic bottle. He must have dropped it. Dust it for fingerprints, quick. Seaweed stuck to it. Oh, maybe not. How would it end up here? Connected to the sea. That could be an escape route for a killer or somebody, but nobody got killed here that we know of. That seems like a... either a red herring or something that'll be important later. What is this, just the cave itself? Did you really fall from that high up? How? That looks way too high. Yeah, you should have broken limbs, you shouldn't be able to walk. You should be crawling on the ground. Hadn't been above the lake. Oh, that's why, because you landed in the water, of course. I heard that. So you landed in the water, you ignored that thing on the way here, the object there, and just stood here so the player can find it. Solid rock, that's kind of how caves are. So you either go back through the hole, or find some other way out. Well, first let's find the orb. Haha, between a rock, literally. Good one. So what else we got going on here? This is that moss, obviously, that we found. Although, he's not talking about the moss. He was just talking about the other hole. The big stone altar with a magatama on it. One false move and some god might come and smite us. I think that's the least of your worries right now. Well, I'm only worried about the other guy who pushed us. Who the hell was it? Some ancient spirit brought back to life. Dahlia Hawthorne channeled by somebody again. Doing nothing but mischief. So what else we got? Footprints. I think that's pretty much it. A log. Yeah, that water source must bring in all sorts of stuff. Driftwood, how'd that get in here? Same way the bottle did? By drifting in, forehead. The only question is from where? And how to get from the water to here? Somebody must have been through here. These have got to be the doctor's footprints. They match the bottom of the boots we saw in his study. You can tell that so quickly. He made it all the way down here, It looks like he knew where he was going, so he's been here before. Water washed most of them away, but his footprints are everywhere. These are the only set I see. He must have been looking for something. They're coming out of the lake. He came walking out of the water, so maybe he fell the same way you did? I think that's unlikely. For an archaeologist. So maybe there's something further, you should walk behind it. Let's check this. It's pretty new. Guessing the doctor's the one who brought it down here. We'll take it with you at least, we can figure it out later. Back at home, use the riddle. When the butterfly meets the Mitama, something. Where is it again? We had the riddle. Yeah, when dragon and tiger battle, blah blah blah. When butterfly embraces the Mitama, the favor of the orb is bestowed. Something to do with that. There must be some trick to opening it. Can we get out of here first? Just take it with you, it's not that heavy. No, don't do it here. Well, he's not even doing anything. What else do I have to do? Seems really fixated on the water. It looks deep, I can't even see the bottom. You were just swimming in it though. Bottomless lake in the depths of a mountain cave system. You just did, didn't you? Maybe because the hole's over there. So we must have fallen right in there. What's he talking about? It's salty, why are you drinking it? Oh, I would say it has to, or at least a larger water source. Something about the ocean, what? It's on the other side of the mountain. Well, how else would she mean it? It's figuratively behind the mountain. We don't know that for sure, but hopefully. Maybe the guy who pushed us already took it out and made it look like it's still there. Doesn't seem to be any way out. We'll find one. Where there's a will, there's a way, like you said. Just take the box with you. Murphy. Actually a good one. Topical. Because you're both lawyers, or at least he used to be one. He's quoting all sorts of things that don't belong to him. Is he going to quote Mia next and not credit her like Phoenix does all the time? And even Athena did? Yeah, I don't like that either. He's too happy about everything. Stuck here for now, may as well open it. No, try to find a way out. How would opening it help us get out? Am I gonna have to spin it around and do it? Like in case one I had to, right, in court? At least I don't have to do that stupid luminol thing. Or, I mean, dusting. I didn't hate dusting before, but that suitcase was so dumb, dude. Was there a zoom thing there and I just didn't see it? On the other one? I swear there wasn't. On that stupid, oh man, I gotta look back. If there was, I'll feel really dumb. When I was bitching about the suitcase. Big button. That must be the trick. Just open it. Nothing happened. Wonder what this button does. But this isn't the same one from the first case. You probably have to spin them around. Yeah, you have to match something. Like a Rubik's Cube. So it says when the butterfly embraces the Mitama. Picture of a dragon battling a tiger. Yeah, what's so special about it? It's green and purple one. Gurney's butterfly and a Mitama, so it's already doing it. Maybe those have to be under the purple thing. Well, you just cut me off. Picture-based combination lock. I could have guessed that. On each side in the correct sequence. Dragon, tiger, butterfly, mitama. Use that riddle. Yeah, it's gonna be the riddle. So I don't want to make it too obvious, but it has to be this. Song of ceremony, even the hidden parts, which aren't as commonly known. Offer prayers as fire, only then the Holy Mother shall return. Founder bestows the greatest power known. Its lyrics and the pictures on the box correspond. Maybe Phoenix will come rescue us while we're doing this. I don't know why we would do this right now. Each dial has 6 pictures, 4 dials in all. Open once the pictures are arranged in the right order. And just break that shit open. How strong could it be? But this is interesting content. Definitely not a very common thing. Notes is just that one. Dragon and tiger battle. Well, I guess I don't get the... Oh, do we only care about this row? Because we can't change which side we're doing. We have to do the one under the purple flower only. So the other rows don't matter. But first it says when the dragon and tiger battle, then she gives the gift of something something. Seems like there's more than 4 of these. 1, 2, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, there's 6 of them, so 2 of them are a bait. Dragon and tiger battle, the founder offers divine protection. I don't know if it's that or if it's this. I'm gonna actually say it's this. The one with the tiger, it doesn't say she offers the tiger divine protection, it just says she offers it, period. When the butterfly embraces the mitama, the favor is bestowed. It would have to be that one. Descending upon us in all her glory, bestows the greatest power known. Oh, maybe that's the greatest power known. The second one that I have. Is there something else that'll make sense? So this has to be that one. So maybe this is her buffing the tiger or blessing the tiger. It's the only other one with her in it. That should be it. That would make sense. What? I think they are. Huh? It seemed to make sense. Let's see. When the dragon and tiger battle. So that's clearly the first one. That's no dispute there. Second one. Oh, each line is 1. So I did 2 for 1 line. I did that as well. So this should just be the butterfly. The third one, offer thy prayers as fire. Only then shall she return. Offer prayers as fire. Is it that one? It's kind of odd. Just the fact that the dragon's in it kind of throws me off. So that should be right. That has to be. What? Wait a second. Let's think about this. Dragon and Tiger battle. The founder offers divine protection, so it seems like it has both in there. The butterfly embraces the Mythma, favor of the orb is bestowed. Offer thy prayers as fervent as fire, only then shall the Holy Mother return. I don't understand. And then the last one is the blessing. Maybe it's the third one that's wrong? Offer your prayers as fervent as fire. I don't get it. This makes the most sense, doesn't it? This makes sense to me. Dragon and Tiger battle, the Mythma and the butterfly. Offer your prayers as fervent as fire, and then she'll bestow the greatest power known. Huh. The Dragon and Tiger battle. So in the middle there, she's offering divine protection to the people, I think. When the butterfly embraces the Mythma, that's pretty obvious. Offer your prayers as fervent as fire. So that's them praying, clearly. Descending upon us in all her glory. The founder bestows the greatest power ever known. This looks correct. She would have to be in it because she's descending in all her power. Maybe it's this one? It doesn't look like it. Oh man. That is odd. This makes perfect sense. Wow, okay. Lost to a suitcase, now I'm gonna lose to some kind of puzzle box. Maybe try to interpret it differently. When the Dragon and Tiger battle, she offers divine protection. Maybe it's something different. Maybe she's offering divine protection to the... And maybe it's this one at the beginning. This is fine then, this is fine. Maybe this is this one then? Wouldn't really make sense, but... Oh wow. I mean, I could just try every combination, but this is kind of silly. Dragon, tiger, orb. So the first one has to be a dragon and a tiger. There's no dispute there, that's it. Second one is butterfly. Pretty clear. Third one, offer thy prayers as fire. As fervent fire. So this would make the most sense. I don't really know. And then this one makes sense for the last one. So let me just do the third one. That's the only one I'm not 100% sure of. I think I already tried this. This seems pretty clear to me. I don't know what I could be doing wrong. I don't see what this would have to do with anything. Wow. This is odd. This looks correct. Maybe this one is the praying one, like this. Then she bestows the power. So which one would be her bestowing the power? You'd think they'd all be different. Could the first one be something different? Like, I don't think so. Let me try this way. I don't see how that could make sense. So weird. Maybe it's just in the opposite direction. That would be really dumb. It's true, it doesn't tell you a starting point or an ending point. That would be really dumb too. And now the butterfly. Oh god, is this gonna be what it is? Just do it in the right direction, which they don't tell you. This is it, come on. What? You would think it would correspond to the rows on the page though, so the first row would be the first one. What is with this? I don't see any other interpretation for it. Maybe you have to do it halfway like this? Oh shit. Are you actually supposed to do that? I just noticed you can even do that. So this one's when the dragon and tiger battle. So is there something we could combine that with? Founder offers divine protection. So maybe it's both of those combined. And then this one is the butterfly plus what? You only have so many choices because they're... I feel like this is pretty much... There's nothing more you can do with it. The orb, nothing really represents the orb. Maybe the lily pad? I doubt it. Offer your prayers as fire. Then she'll return. So maybe I do this plus that. And then just show the power itself. I don't get this. Are you really supposed to do it at this angle? I don't know. Maybe I could do it the reverse way. Dragon and tiger battle. She's giving the divine protection. Let me try it again like this. Was that it? Weird. That must be the orb, or it's not. It's the crystal of Amife. That Paul Addison guy sounded like me when I kept saying Amife, Amife in case 3. Why aren't they mentioning Amife? That guy's like that. Oh, actually, it's the crystal of Amife. It's not the founder's orb. Sounds like something I would say. Looking to represent, he's only 25. How old is the drone? Does it tell you? Yeah, now we'll just die in this cave together. And somebody else will come and get it for us. Because we can't get out. When they come to drag our corpses out, they'll find the orb. It's always really courteous. Doctor's reclusive child. Did Pearl and Edgeworth ever change much dialogue? I think in Justice for All they did a little bit. Lost his mother in a fire. I don't know how that's gonna play into that. But take the orb and figure out how to get the hell out of here. I don't think it's gonna be the Founder's orb. National treasure. The doctor hid it in the ruins before his death. All thanks to you. Now call Phoenix on the phone, which won't have signal. That was a bit tricky how you had to do it halfway. We don't get to see that? Oh, this kind of proves at least what it looks like. Because it shows the orb there, but maybe that's still not it. That could be a bait too. Insights and reasoning let us hear somewhat. Can we just get out of here? Okay, use your insight and reasoning to get us out of here then, if you're so smart. What about you? What have you done since then? What gave you military experience to lead a rebel faction? Really? How so? I still don't get it. Give it to Maya and let her out-channel the queen? There's no way Maya was plan of... Yeah, right. That'd be interesting. Bargaining chip. That would make sense, but you're probably going to give it to somebody. I mean, if that's all she had to do, I wouldn't trust her to do that. So Apollo even knows about that, so why isn't he more sympathetic to Dhurke's cause and him being a rebel? Thought had crossed my mind, but what is your plan? Returning it to Lorraine, but why? That's all you want, just to return it there? Huh. Find out who asked him to study it. Inga alert. Can we get out of here, dude? Stop dawdling. Wasting time. We can have this conversation somewhere else. We don't even have it in our... Oh, it's the second thing. Looks pretty nice. Be very careful with it. So how would we activate it? Are we going to activate it by accident? You follow all this, but I don't know what that really means. Offer prayers. So just pray to it. And you'll become a spirit medium too. Glad we were able to make what you said in your broadcast a reality. It's quite a ballsy thing to say. It's so dumb too, because then everyone's going to be on alert looking for it. What if someone else got to it before you? How a bluff can be the starting point in the quest for truth. So you were relying on his help. What if he didn't give it to you? Seems like a poor plan. Bluffing as bad as Phoenix sometimes, dude. Official story is that the orb was stolen from Temple Treasure Room. That was at the same time in case 1, right, with the understanding guy. So how does that tie in to what happened? I can't remember what his motive was. That's not good. We're probably on an international most wanted list, but apparently nobody recognized you even in the detention center. Who do you think stole the orb? Inga, but he wouldn't know Inga. Obviously somebody from Karain. Oh shit, we're on the same page. Won't be Rafa. Who else could it be? Royals have unfettered access to the treasure room. Yeah, it's all kind of like the Lady Kira theory, where how could she get away with so many crimes? If they really wanted to catch her, they would. Same thing here. It's like they wanted it to happen. Good question. I can't think of actually why. To overthrow the queen? Underhandedly? Pretty nice music too. Pyrenees royal stealing a national treasure. Pinning the crime on us. So the understanding guy didn't do it. It was already gone when he took that container. Which looked like a different container than this one. Government conspiracy. Never mind the fact that Ing is also leading the secret police and let Lady Curie get away with untold number of murders. Even ordered them. Allow a foreign national to study a treasure so sacred that it's off limits to the public. It would be sacrilege to those who truly revere the Holy Mother. Yeah, that would help you a lot. Something even bigger, like what? What could it be? Stop being so dramatic, although this is kind of a big moment. He doesn't know what, but usually spot on, even though you haven't seen him in 10 plus years. Shouldn't you sympathize because the DC act is so unfair? You should be the first to join him. Yeah. You would think everyone should agree on that. Do it to prove that you didn't kill the queen 23 years ago? Save Nayuta? From what? The other reason why it needs to succeed. He's under some sort of government scrutiny. Oh yeah, and there was no dialogue in that case between Apollo and him to show that they're siblings or they knew each other, was there? Didn't seem like it. That seems odd too. Maybe I just forgot. Yeah, case 2. He's just putting on an act, maybe? And Wright, and who was the defendant? Bucky. But he could just be acting, so in the end he'll help us. Somehow. He's just doing that so he doesn't stand out. Yeah, so he'll still deliver on that. Like, either he'll help us in the end, have a change of heart, or he's just pretending, like I said. Or even if he doesn't, it's not like he's that hard to beat. We'll just get past him and do it ourselves, because Athena beat him, Apollo whooped him, Phoenix beat him, although he struggled a bit because of the unfair court system there, but still. That's like the hard mode. Apollo and Trucy had easy mode because it was in their own court system, but Phoenix had hard mode. That's why he got a guilty verdict, because he's in Karain. Home court advantage. It's only 5 years. He must have realized he wasn't going to get anywhere if he showed that publicly. So he wants to do it from within the system, which I thought they already said. That was the plan, for him to do it within the system. So act like a goody two-shoes, and then you can do it for real in the years to come. He's been the shining star of the Defiant Dragons and our greatest hope. Even though he's been on the wrong side. They must have swept that under the carpet, or he must have Made it look like he changed his mind and joined the state. By the way, we're doing this all in the cave still. We've had father-son bonding, we got pushed off a cliff, we got lost, we had a fight, we fell down a hole, we found the orb, we're reminiscing on the past, doing backstory, all whilst trapped in a cave. Now Yuta was a dragon. Publicly? He's like their lapdog, that's just what he wants them to think. About face. What does that mean? Like a reversal? I've never heard that term. About face. Turnabout face. Something happened to him. Yeah, he's probably just putting on his face. He doesn't seem like that either. He just seems incompetent. Like he's a terrible prosecutor. I mean, he's not terrible, but he's average. He's suffering in silence, so he's pretty loud about it in court. Always running his mouth about dumb shit. Oh, the bird statue with Lady Kira, ha. I'll never get over that. That was the dumbest claim anybody's ever gotten away with in the whole series. It's, Anyway. He knows the rightful state. Could it be the fact that he doesn't have enough power on his own to go against the queen? He needs some help. If he sees it as a real chance, if he really thinks you can do it, about the opportune time. Dragon never yields, that's what you always told us. He was doing it even then, when you were kids. Which was when you were 22 and below. Kind of impressive that you even became one. Like, most people become lawyers for real at like 26, maybe. 4 years and then another 3 years, maybe 25. Even in Phoenix Wright terms, Phoenix was 24, Edgeworth was a prodigy, so like 20. Pinnacle of the natural world. That's why lawyers must pursue the truth like an unyielding dragon. Okay, I can at least respect that. Oh, you should say you do too. That is your badge after all. Looks pretty similar. Looks very similar. Looks like an eyeball though. There are no more lawyers. Well, there's one. Starting some trouble. That's actually interesting too. You wouldn't have been able to do that really in real life. Like, you can't just go to another country and represent somebody, right? You're technically not a tenured or like a qualified lawyer there. Phoenix isn't a Kurinese lawyer, so he wouldn't be allowed to do it anyway. You would have to study law there or do a program there first. They wouldn't just let you do that. Especially as strict a country as that. But I guess nobody cares. Or they were trying to make a fool out of him. One day it will return to its former glory. Yeah, he's gonna come around. Laying it on pretty thick.
A dragon never yields.
Nice voice actor, though. I think that's the first time we've heard him actually say that. That exact line. Maybe not. Can we get out of the damn cave first? Please? It's like what Phoenix has. You either love him or hate him. Really. Yeah, when you were like 5. How old would they have been? 23 years ago at least. Apollo now is probably like 26. So, well, that doesn't even make sense. He used to say as a 3-year-old, I have the blood of the dragon. I guess it was after that, because he was already a rebel and in hiding and stuff. The blood of the dragon within me. Free him from the poisonous clutches of the Garan regime. He is doing it by choice though too. He could just quit and do something else for now. He's gonna be like Courtney, somebody on the inside to help us. How Courtney helps Edgeworth with the PIC corruption. So out of the two, at least you like Apollo more, that means, as he is. You wouldn't know because you don't have kids or because you didn't have a good father? Was that a dig at him or just a general statement? Yeah. Go through the water. That's what they keep hinting at. Well, that might be pretty hard too. Let's stack some shit up. Do some Half-Life box stacking. Yeah, go through the water. It could give you hypothermia or something. Oh, and Apollo already said he can't swim. So carry him on your shoulders. Make up for lost time. Well, it doesn't matter how deep, it just has to go far. There probably is, it seems like it. A lot of clues here. Better, you're the only capable one. Why don't we just wait here for him to do it? Yeah, just wait since you can't swim anyway. This guy's an Olympic swimmer, a stunt performer, and a rebel leader, all in one. And a lawyer. He's just chilling here. Could take way more than that. Oh shit. Unless he brought a helicopter, I think something's crumbling. Nice sound effects. That must be his doing, or just a natural occurrence? What? Oh, you can't swim, but you can always stay afloat. Just grab on the log. It'd be so cool if it let me move around. Or you're already doing it, just relax. How hard is it? I don't really know how to swim either, but... grab onto the damn log. Log. Actually, it's not the type of game that would actually do that. Just look at the roof and chill. Completionist dies of drowning from looking at everything random. Really? Is it actually timed? Will I actually drown if I don't do it? I doubt it. These games never do stuff like that. Yeah, look at that. That's not going to do anything. Must have been designed to stay put even at high tide. He must have gotten in here from some oceanside entrance at low tide. That's why they were leading out. Oh, shit. Well, obviously Dhurke's doing that. I didn't think of it like that, though. Grab onto that. It's too far. Really? Are we really timed? I don't think we are. I'll just sit here for 10 minutes. Use that like an oxygen tank. It's a water bottle. What the hell are you talking about? Yeah, I'm under so much time pressure. This isn't heavy rain, baby. As long as I hold on to this, I should be fine. You just telepathically grab it with your mind. Won't stop rising, I'm getting swept away. What is this? Oh, but there's the hole. Just go up there. If only that bottle were a little bigger. It'd store that much air. Wouldn't that make that much of a difference? Yeah, I'm just doing it for flavor text. Seems shallow, doesn't it? You can just walk up there and go in the hole. This is perfect. This is amazing. Water's almost to the top. But that's good. Go up the hole. I say that as I'm looking at everything besides the hole. Just go up the hole that I'm not taking you to. Perfect. Water might even lift me all the way back up over that wall of rock. I don't know about that. This is like a puzzle out of a Mario game or something, except less interactive. Well, maybe something else opened up that. Now what? You getting beat up by that guy? What was that? And where the hell is Dhurke? At least he already got out. Are you gonna save us now? Father-son bonding moment? Or is Phoenix gonna come? Somebody's gonna come here? You're gonna wake up in his arms. And this is how Apollo dies. It's his fault this happened. Comes out of nowhere and gets you killed in one day. What a great dad. Father of the year. Eating that sushi if I'd known it'd be my last meal. Might be more effective if it wasn't just a black screen. You drowned when you were a kid too, probably. No audio either. Swept up by the rapids. What did you do then? Probably one of them rescued you? You never learned to swim after that either, huh? Dhurke came out of nowhere and saved you, dumbasses. What a great dad, and then he abandoned you? I don't know how that happened. They haven't explained like what happened afterwards. He just shipped you off to the states of Japan. Sounds like new music. Get him yelling as a kid. He seems more serious even then. Nayuda. You could have been killed, but you risked your life to save us. Why? A lot of parallels to Heavy Rain, actually. The fact that the kid's drowning, except the kid actually drowned for real in that and died, but the two kids playing and they were drowning, except their father there was a drunk. And here it's going to be an arsonist as the killer, not a drowner. Someone who drowns people. Who could the arsonist be? What does that have to do with, like, anything? I just thought of that because we're talking about water and a fire. And so did Apollo, so those might be linked. Blaze the best appearance. You'll bring me back from America. Why did he send you? Just because he was being a rebel? It's been a long ass time. At least he's committed to the cause. Waited and waited. He didn't mention it though, or leave any sign. So much so that you never ever spoke a word about it to anyone ever. Because it's too hostile over there? He was trying to protect you? He didn't want you to become another sodomy? It's not gonna be him, it's gonna be... Oh no, it is. Yeah, there's the father-son bonding moment I told you. This is how he earns his respect and love. By saving his life, even though he put him in this situation to begin with by barging in and saying, let's go looking for an orb in a dangerous cave. Out of the blue. How would he have found us all the way up here anyway? Maybe when he saw the tide start to rise. Really? He seems pretty strong. Bite your tongue. Water goes back down. So we made it out of there, and we got the orb too, to boot, somehow. Of course, your stuff isn't dislodged and thrown everywhere in all that chaos. Somehow. It's like, yay, we got out of there alive, but we left the orb behind. We lost it in the water, and we'll never find it. It's in the ocean somewhere. I think your name's not Neptune. I don't get that. Wait, how do you get out of jail? Not even some of the escape artists could pull that off. How do you know you weren't there? Made it to the ocean, but I figured you still couldn't swim. I found a fisherman and had him take us out near that undersea cavern. Tied a rope to me and I came back and grabbed you. Then he yanked me back. That's what pulled us under with such force. How far was that? How long was that rope? Huh. I don't know how that would work. How? All sorts of places, but that was a new one. Although the issue was of your own infliction. No, don't give him credit for that. I hate that. He's the one who put you in that stupid ass situation in a cave like that. He risked your life even though he put your life in danger to begin with. You were only in danger because of him. I'm not even trying to bash it or hate on it. I'm just saying that's about as predictable as the writing could have been. Like, they get in a life or death situation very quickly. One saves the other. And that builds the bond, makes up for lost time. And he's giving into it too easily. Father-son bonding moment. Yeah, the first one was kind of your fault. So I'll relax and meet up with Phoenix for some lunch. Sushi. Yeah, that was your fault too. You could have eaten that. AJ. It's another plate. See, that's symbolic. Symbolism through the plate of food. It means he accepts him as a father now, or he forgives him. First time he was bitter. Now everything's okay. Except sodomy isn't there. Plays up the fish he caught. So he was already a rebel at this point. Apparently. Maybe not the leader, he was just one and then he took over, or his movement was smaller. Raw fish. How did you get out? See that orb? I'd be careful. Unconditionally trusting him. It's the crystal of Amife. It's not the founder's orb. That's what that guy would say, at least. So where's Phoenix? They said he was here. Athena, Phoenix, and Edgeworth were all mentioned, but we haven't seen them at all. We have to go all the way back there. Totally not a conspicuous group at all. His eyebrows look weird there. They kind of clip through his hair. One day, probably one day soon after this. It's gonna be the Paul Addison guy. Now that's a dick move. I mean, it was fair game. You could have gone in that cave and gotten it yourself. Apollo just risked his life. Better pay me for it, at least $1 million. Judges of character. Maybe you ought to look in the mirror. But you knew? Were you the guy who pushed us? He won't admit that. Wait, he just admits it? Why? Like I said, I do respect you for at least going in there and doing your own dirty work. That is good. Could have killed us. You think he'd deny it? Not much of a politician. Is he gonna attack him? Does he have any firearms on him? Guns, weapons, knives? Evil mode? What? Okay, that was cool. My son almost died because of you. Detective help. I'm sure she's no fan of his. He filed a police report for what? Trying to steal his family heirloom? So how can he prove it's his? He's the thief that made off. Alright, give me special treatment. You've already been there to the detention center. Just escape. This question is here. Or have Phoenix come and explain things to you. Dhurke can easily escape. See, this would only have an impact if you showed like 20 officers around threatening Dhurke so he can't escape. If it's just Emma, she can't do this all by herself. He could just overpower her easily. Received the orb from Buff in a perfectly legal transaction. Give him that letter. Or give her that letter. What was it? The contract? Even though he seemed like he was being threatened, he said he's afraid of the dragons. No harm will come to you. Should have probably whited that part out. Just take out the if I will come to no harm. Except someone's being threatened openly in it. It's a crystal of Ami Fae, which means their agreement is null and void. I like that technicality. Can you prove it's the crystal of Ami Fae? Trial. Is that Phoenix? Oh yeah. I think this is the first time we've seen a profile of him, like up front from this angle. So what have you been doing this whole time here? You easily could have been. Just narrowly escaped that guilty verdict in the third case. And Edgeworth is supposedly around here too. He's retained me as his lawyer. But why? He must have some ulterior motive here. Why would he agree to that? Is this a fake Phoenix? Is this a phony Phoenix? Furio Tigre improved his disguising capabilities. Phoenix is gonna be all cheeky now. We still don't get to see... Oh no, there he is. 35. We don't get to see ourselves though. Apollo. Anything new to examine? Those posters were there before. So we finally get to see Phoenix. That was quite a long wait. A lot of build-up. They didn't really need to do that. Case 4 was build up enough for whatever was to come. What do you think about my badge? More pressing things to ask me about. Now he knows how it feels when he shoves random shit in people's faces all the goddamn time. Oh, you don't think the orb is the pressing issue right now? Is he not gonna say anything to anything? I like his expressions. He looks serious, but not too serious. This Dhurke guy's like a bit of a clown. He's too jovial, and we saw that scary animation once at least. That I did enjoy. So he's representing Addison and his interest in the orb. So why exactly would he be doing that? Maybe Addison isn't as bad as we think, or he's just being cheeky about it. What are you up to, buddy? Because he pays really good and you're broke. He's the first client you've ever had with actual money. Okay. Seems he correctly foresaw that something like this might happen. You don't know anything about the big picture of Dhurke and stuff? Those shifty insurgents were harassing him. He did seem afraid. Good call on that one, I'll give you that. Really, I doubt that. Your work over there, you were just on vacation with Maya. Where is she? She should have come back, isn't that the whole point? Your work over there was spontaneous. Why is that? Yeah, kind of like Mr. Wright's never heard you mention Karain before. What a betrayal, or your dad, for that matter. He says it is the crystal of Ami Fae. She once used to channel spirits. So it was like the orb on her staff, wasn't it? Because they kept showing her staff and all the imagery. Did you just say who's Ami Faye? How dare you? God damn it. Yeah, that's what all the new fans will say who've forgotten about the old stuff, who've never played it. They'll say, oh, who's Ami Faye? You keep mentioning Ami Faye. Why do you keep complaining about that? She brought channeling to Japan, which is a total retcon. They always said she founded the whole thing. Or she founded the Korean channeling technique. I guess that's what she means. But she was supposed to be the founder of all channeling. That's how they wrote it. She's the Holy Mother. Korean and all channeling. She's like the one they call the founder in Korean, the Holy Mother. We won't be handing it over to you. Are we actually going to go to court against Phoenix? We'll take you to court. He's up to something. What a weird situation, although I do kind of like this. This is like what Edward does to Phoenix, where he's like, I'm gonna appear as chief prosecutor in court, but he's not really trying to win the case. He's just... It's gonna be like some imposter or something. Right, man, what are you, Mo the Clown? But he wants this, I think. It's like a test or something. We do have a rebel on our side. Just give it to Dhurke and he can just run away and never be found again. Dhurke doesn't have to play along with any of this. He got what he wanted. He can just escape. And what is he going to be, the prosecutor? Or are you going to be the prosecutor? I don't get this. Very unique scenario though, I'll give you that. Phoenix looks kind of weird there, like... It's not really him. That expression. It's fine, what's the worst that happened? Nope, just have Dhurke run away with it and blame him. He's totally not my dad. I mean, he just lost to sodomy, so... I just don't know which side each of us are going to be standing on. He's going to be on defense, we're going to be on prosecution. Did you see that one where Mia had to rescue him? Like, a lot of them where Mia had to rescue him? And where's Maya? Did she come with you, Phoenix? Yeah, just make sure Maya's not here and you'll be fine. Maybe this is Phoenix's way of testing Apollo and training him. Where's Dhurke? Let Dhurke take him on. If he was a lawyer, or will he be my advisor? Let's just make sure we don't get a bad ending, but I want to see what it says if I throw in the towel. Can't do it. He's too good. Yep. Yep. Let's just give up. You already will be. You already will be, dude. Oh, it didn't even let me. But your client is a rebel, is that what we're doing? The rebel Dhurke himself? Why does Phoenix look so serious? This is obviously just some sort of weird test he's doing. Yeah, that expression suits him more. He's just testing you. Nobody cares about a damn orb. It's gonna turn out to not even be the same thing, right? It is the crystal of Amife. Where's Maya? That's my biggest question. He must have some endgame, I just can't figure out what it is. Because he already spoke to dads in Korean, so he sympathized with their cause. It's not like he was against the rebels. Now, just take the orb and run away. Go back to Korean. He's not going to chase you. What's he going to do? You don't have to play along with this at all. The Fighting Phoenix. Take the orb, dude. Take it. No, you couldn't, dude. Unless he wants you to. Blessing in disguise. If it proves it is the Founder's Orb, that's all you want to know is who he asked to study it. Inga? How are we going to pull Inga into this? Are we going to extradite him to be able to put him on trial, or how's this going to work? We're going to have to go back there. Nobody cares about this Addison dude. I don't know why you're playing along with this, Dhurke. Some rebel you are. A rebel who relies on lawyers to battle it out in court. Why doesn't Dhurke just do it himself? He is a lawyer. It's been so long. I'm just gonna be curious to see where they're standing. Apollo gonna be a prosecutor? De facto. And is Athena gonna be with us? Dhurke can't even come in here really because he'll raise too many red flags. Apparently nobody can recognize him though. She's not happy about this. We usually are, but maybe sometimes it's good. Yeah, nobody in a courthouse recognizes an internationally wanted person. I think this is the dumbest thing about this whole case. How Emma couldn't recognize him, nobody can recognize him. Why are you here? We should have Athena with us, not him. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I mean, Edgeworth and Phoenix went at it so many times and they're pretty close still. At least they respect each other. Fight, but we don't burn bridges. Some of you do. Trading blows, and next we're having drinks together. Okay. I can respect that perspective. Alright, that's who I wanted to see. Who are the witnesses and stuff going to be though, I wonder? Maybe the kid with the drone and Addison himself. Yeah. It's like I wanna like Athena, but she keeps doing this dumb stuff. And for as skilled as she is with psychology, it's weird that she doesn't have better self-control. Emotional control. Well, kind of like last case, she had no idea what that was about either. So no big difference. Locked room mystery. It's not even a murder. Are we gonna find out that the doctor was actually murdered though? Civil case. First time we've seen that. Well, I guess, would that be considered civil? The theft? No, that would still be criminal. The stolen turnabout with Luke at me, the first one. Swahili here. Right agency specializes in criminal law. Or so I thought. No prosecutors. Both parties retain an attorney. Everybody's reaction. Something's off about this. You'll see. Who else could it be? I mean, who else would she know? Black Quill. Courtroom number 6. Didn't it always used to be courtroom number 7? Good old judge again. So somehow we're gonna end up in Khura'in again. I'm not sure how. Yeah, that's what it's gonna turn into. This obviously isn't the final case. This is some kind of weird conflict of interest. I don't know how this would really work. I don't think you're allowed to do this. You would have to leave the firm before you could do this. There's no way they'll let you do this in real life. Because you could just throw to guarantee an outcome. No, Phoenix is just being cheeky. How convenient. Yeah, what, Judge, you shouldn't care about that. Just do the case. It's gonna be Apollo plus Athena versus Phoenix. So who's Phoenix's advisor? And where did Dhurke go? He was just there in the lobby. No, we've seen enough of Athena in case 4. Trucy was there. Is Trucy gonna be Phoenix's advisor? We need to see who's over there. And where's Maya? Did she stay over in Khura'in? Mr. Justice. Yeah, you already said that. Point taken. Yeah. It's not like Apollo's bad. Although I always do make fun of him. Imagine losing to Apollo. Who has that distinction on their record? Black Quill, Clavier, Sodomy. It's not like the stakes of this are really that high. It's just an orb. Yeah, this is going to be more civil than most of these trials. Oh god, I even joked about, was he going to testify in that thing? What the hell are you thinking? We just start with the client right there. I thought we might start with the son, the drone guy. They never told you how old he is, did they? No, unknown. This guy's only 25. Start of your epic campaign. Youth of this country are our very future. It's not a bad line. But now you're stealing it from plagiarism. Custom-made election campaign winning mobile. I don't think they made it so that he can do that. Animation-wise. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Paul Addison. I do like the name tag. I should have that for everybody. Complaint filed against the defendant. So who's the defendant? Is it Dhurke? I guess it's Apollo themselves? Oh god. Of course nobody knows that name or that he's the rebel. Even though he's called that officially. Whatever. Stole my client's family heirloom, the crystal of Ami Faye. The Phoenix is actually prosecutor right here. Or at least he's in the seed. Seeks its return. This wouldn't have happened if that archaeologist hadn't kicked the bucket. Opening statement time. The item is the Founder's Orb, a sacred relic from Khura'in. What if we find out the two are the same? Then what? Someone asked Archie Buff to study the orb and then they killed him. He determined it was the orb. Very orb that was stolen from a treasure room in Khura'in several weeks ago. Now you're not supposed to watch the news if you're part of a courtroom proceeding. I guess you didn't know it would come to this. Didn't seem like they cared very much about it. A theft in the traditional sense. It was spirited out on purpose by royalty, but you don't need to say that yet. Yeah, we're using rebels as acquaintances in council now. As references. Who agreed to hand over the orb even though he's threatened. You should really wide out that last part. Once he knew it was been stolen. Sodomy also agreed to return the Founder's Orb to Khura'in. See, my whole objection with the Dhurke thing would just be use a fake name, use an alias, even if it's like a comedic one, and just use different clothing. That's all they would have had to do. Once he verified it was the real thing. The real identity of the object. Founder's Orb or the Crystal of Ami Faye. What if we find out that both names are referring to the same thing? Because if that's the case, then where's the Crystal of Ami Faye? Or where's the Founder's Orb? It'll turn out to be both or neither. Yeah, we know. Phoenix is great. Oh god. Are they really gonna... This trivializes like the whole thing. How could they not? Internationally wanted? Really? They wouldn't extradite him or... Like, what do you call it? Just send him back there? Wait, so he wasn't the first witness? Somebody we haven't even met yet? Or is Emma? What did she know about the... Yeah, right. That's Detective Sky. Had her do some digging, which she doesn't work for you. You disappoint me, Apollo. I'm not just a detective, I'm a scientist. You're a forensic detective. You have some nerve. Why is everyone being so cold to Apollo? So we don't really know much about these objects, the orb or the crystal. If we look at our evidence, it's a national treasure, it's a study photo. None of this really talks about it much. This talks about it a bit. This is just an agreement. There's not much evidence about that specifically. What it actually is. This is the person who hired him, so we should track that person down. Trace their IP, Paul 711 something. Let's see how this pans out. His dark secret, that's what we're starting with. Police had their eyes on him for a while. Today, a number of stolen artifacts were discovered in his study. He's some kind of black market archaeologist? Who has connections to Korean, no doubt. Priceless urn and a statue that were stolen from the Fae clan. So that's been stolen twice now. Luke at me and then this guy or whoever he's working with. He would do anything to study artifacts, including steal them. I don't know if he stole them himself. Relic at the center of this dispute, he likely stole it from the Addison residence. Or he's working with one. Cat burglar isn't something he'd put on his resume. He's 64. He's a classic treasure hunter. Who have thrilling adventures in exotic places. Well, he didn't do that this time, did he? Or if he did, why did he put it back in that cave? Just to hide it? Hey, he's working with somebody. He wasn't doing it to get rich. Well, we can't say that for sure. I only wanted to borrow them. Return them as soon as the research was finished. So, man, he had a lot of shit in there. Maybe you should only steal one at a time then. You don't get to steal on your own schedule. According to the child, are we going to hear from them next? He would even repair or restore some of the artifacts he stole. Still doesn't make it okay to steal them. Honoring the dead by discovering their history. No difference, he's still a thief. Grand larceny. In most cases. Did moonlight stealing artifacts? It seems like the sun even confirmed it. He stole the founder's orb in Korean and brought it back here himself. That's a good theory. Nope. No record of him traveling overseas in the past few years. He couldn't very well leave his reclusive child at home alone. That's not really proof, though. He could have. Must really be the crystal of Ami Fae. Where was that supposed to be held? The Addison residence. Probably so he could study it. Left hook. This is a cool setting. This is a very good idea. That we're facing off against Phoenix, even though this is like a warm-up trial. This obviously isn't going to be how the case ends, but I do like this. He's just doing basic, come on. He hasn't done much so far. But now Phoenix gets the role play of prosecutor. Let's see how aggressive he's going to be. I think he's just going to be on point. He's not going to be a jerk, he's just going to be super effective and smart and on point. I want to see how he objects, how well he places his rebuttals here. Which means our questions have to be on point, so we're going to really try hard to come up with the best ones possible. So let's do what we always do. See what would I ask to each question? Police have had their eyes on Dr. Buff for some time. What would I ask to that? I'm Apollo going up against the best lawyer maybe ever. In this universe anyway. What would I ask that he couldn't object to meaningfully? This is a hard mode built in unto itself. I guess you could just ask the time frame. How long exactly have they been watching him? Or you could ask for the cause too, that's fine. Even though we already know that from the rest of the testimony. Sleuthing. He's finally zeroed in on him. He became the prime suspect. Why didn't they have a case for him? Why didn't they put him on trial? Maybe they were about to. A number of them occurred in Crane Village. So why did they let him just put his lab there? They were suspicious of him. Maybe the townspeople weren't. He was never arrested or indicted. Nothing concrete. Unless you catch them red-handed. Under constant surveillance, how so? If he didn't have that big window where he works, he wouldn't be able to do that. Surveillance, how? Now I'm curious about that. Just today, a number of stolen artifacts were discovered in his study. So you hadn't seen them before, even though you keep constant surveillance on him? That's kind of a contradiction right there. You said you keep constant surveillance. So how come they were only discovered today? I don't know if that would be considered leading, it might. That's an interesting way to go with it. I guess I would have just said, if you were keeping surveillance on him, how come you weren't already aware of them? But he's going with, are you sure they're not imitations? They're not fakes, that's for sure. Phoenix hasn't objected yet. It's an extremely intricate work of art, which has been broken and put back together by a child. So intricate, even Pearl could figure it out. Would be impossible to replicate perfectly. Do you know that it's been broken down and messed with multiple times? Yeah, I guess Maya can't keep track of these things because she's away. Wow, you can't testify, Phoenix. Breaking the rules. He does that a lot, though, to be fair, when he's personally involved in stuff. Among them were a priceless urn and a statue that were stolen from the Fate clan. Statue of Amife, urn of Amife. So you could ask for more details on how you know they were stolen. When were they reported stolen? Who reported them stolen? Were they stolen from the village itself? Were they stolen before he moved there? I would just ask, when were they reported stolen? What's the time frame? I mean, you looked at it yourself. Just assume everything in there was stolen. The large relief on the wall, chiseled out of some ancient ruins in Karain several years ago. And that's of the Holy Mother. chiseled out. He restored the parts that were so faded you could barely see them anymore. He intended to return it someday, so one could say his intentions were good. But he doesn't get to just decide when to return it. She said several years ago he took it. Chiseled out several years ago. He just takes his damn sweet time. Yeah. I'll stop doing that, Phoenix. You're playing the sympathy card for the dead. Who cares? Specialist. Do we know who that specialist is? Sarge takes after him in that way. I still want to know how old that guy is. His kid. Because he could be pretty old. The doctor would do anything to study artifacts, including steal them. So here it's pretty easy. Just ask, do you have any proof that he stole them himself? Couldn't he have had an accomplice? Or you could just ask, do you suspect him of working with anybody? Does he have any known accomplices? Something along those lines. How could a 64... She's asking about the time frame now. I would have done that last question. But he's 64. So it's a lot to ask that he could steal all of this by himself. 5 years. Where else did we hear 5 years? When else was that mentioned? Sodomy. Sodomy has been in government for 5 years, I think they said. All of them had been local. But before moving to Korean Village, he had been stealing from ruins around the world. Apparently, but nobody can prove anything. How does that work, though? Like, if you go to a dig site, or if you find something out in the open, like you're just exploring some ruins and you find something, that's not really theft, is it? It's not like you're stealing it from a museum. You're just studying it, and you found it, so you deserve the ability to do that. It's one thing if it's enshrined in the village, like the urn or the statue, that's different. But if it's in like a random desert or like somewhere you're just excavating, it doesn't belong to anybody, you're just looking into it. That's the whole point. So I don't get how that works. But I guess these are reported thefts, the way she's talking about them. Relic at the center of this dispute. He likely stole it from the Addison residence. Do you have any proof of that? Do you have any proof it was there to begin with? That's what I would ask. Do you have any proof it was there in their possession to begin with? Or... Phoenix really hasn't objected to anything. He's kind of taking it easy, even though he said he wouldn't. As for the relic, or maybe Apollo's just asking good question, somewhat. The relic at the center. So do you have any proof it was there? Does he have any proof that it belongs to him? Or... I suppose... Do you have any proof it was stolen? And by the doctor specifically, do you have any proof he stole it? You claim he stole a family heirloom from the Addison residence? Yeah, do you have any proof? Is the proper way to ask that, instead of just making conversation, Apollo. There's no question mark in there. She doesn't have to say anything. It is true. Prove it? What proof do you have? Police report was filed 1 year ago. Why would you wait so long? What? So you've just been sitting idly by? Crystal about me if it was discovered to be missing from the storehouse at 10 a.m. Didn't we have had this trial a year ago then? Lock had been picked. Paul Addison Wimperson. What is that? That's not his name, or is that his full name? But why wasn't anything done about it for a year? This would only work if he was convicted of stealing it. Otherwise, it's just speculation, isn't it? It was found to be missing only several weeks ago, so it couldn't be the same thing, is what he's saying. A year after the theft was reported, so that's gotta be a fake. Somehow. Or somebody planned that far ahead. That's fair, so then where's the other one? It's a pretty good deduction. That's what I said earlier. Wimperson. So how come you're not called Apollo Sodomy? I guess because you're a foster kid? Court filed... Yeah, why doesn't he do away with that one? Sodomy. It's Sodmati or whatever, but it just sounds like it's like... Report filed a year ago for the theft of the crystal of Amife. So we're... Either it will be two different items, or we have to prove that they're the same. And the police did absolutely nothing about it? It was only a few weeks ago. So how do we connect those two? The stolen relic is the crystal of Amife. No, it doesn't necessarily mean that. It just means... Maybe he misunderstood what it was all along. Or somebody's lying about the other one being stolen 2 weeks ago, or a few weeks ago. Maybe it was never there to begin with. Right? Because nobody ever saw it. So the royalty could have given it to him a year ago when he reported it stolen to the archaeologist, and then a few weeks ago somebody was checking it to see if it was in there in the temple storeroom, and when they checked it, then they said, oh, it's been stolen. So maybe nobody knew it was stolen, or that was when they had to admit that it was stolen because somebody finally found out when the understanding thing happened. It was all because of case 1 that happened. So it could have been missing for a while. Something we learned in the police report. So we do have to find a contradiction, which Phoenix is probably going to tear apart. He practically is a prosecutor with the way he flawlessly prosecutes every person he suspects, while defending his own client at the same time, of course. Missing at 10 a.m. Storehouse lock had been picked. I'm not sure I see anything that important. Yeah, just why didn't you check on this guy earlier? Fae Clan. Seems like Maya should be more worried about that. He's the rooting interest of the Fae Clan. She should be on top of that. Doctor would do anything, including steal them. He stole it from the Addison residence. Discovered to be missing from their storehouse. So is that the contradiction? Just storehouse versus residence? Is that really what I'm supposed to do? That seems kind of... That seems like a petty semantics thing. Let me see what they have to say. Police's report was filed way before the orb was missing. That suggests the stolen relic is the crystal of Ami Fe. I doubt the police report is fake. So he's intrigued by that. Police have had their eyes on him for a while. Okay, I don't dispute these. That's fine. So do I just present the report? Is there something else I have going on? This wouldn't be relevant. Jove Justice, however you say it. Nothing there. None of that really matters. It's interesting that that one artifact is on the map or on the diagram, but the others aren't. See that thing that says exterminate, exterminate? That I said was from like a Zelda game or something? It looks like it is anyway. I swear it looks like a boss from something. I just can't remember what. This doesn't seem to be relevant right now. None of this really seems to matter. Eyesight meant he couldn't read without these. Data, so he left that when he went out to store the thing, but then he came back and then got killed or died in an accident, quote unquote. This is whoever hired him. The opaque crystal orb is the key. I guess we can try it, I don't really know. No? I was just going based on what Apollo was saying, I didn't really know. Just storeroom versus residence, I suppose. But that's too petty of a point. Oh, he's all into gambling too from Apollo Justice. He just did it for Phoenix's flavor, of course. You've got to know when to hold them and when to fold them. The judge always is biased towards the prosecutors. Even though he's not a prosecutor. This is kind of tricky. Korean's national treasure. He hid it in the ruins before his death. He stole it from the residence. We don't have any evidence relating to the residence at all. So it doesn't say anywhere here Founder's Orb. It just says opaque crystal orb. How is your research coming along? Founder's Orb. Yeah, why would he himself call it the Founder's Orb? If it wasn't really that. The archaeologist himself is saying that. This is kind of tough. Is there any other statement that we could do? Police have had their eyes on him for some time. I don't think we can disprove that. Just today, although these two statements kind of contradict, why would they be discovered now if they had their eyes on him for a while? But whatever. Among them were a priceless urn and a statue that were stolen from the Fae clan. I guess that's fine. Doctor would do anything. He likely stole it from the Addison residence. So do I just show that it was in the cave, even though The cave, the note. I already tried the report.
Objection!
No. Different flavor text. As your boss and mentor, here's a bit of advice. Oh yeah, because you never did that, Phoenix. You're not the inventor and master of that. Good grasp of the situation at hand. Well, otherwise we'll be here all night. Phoenix does it all anyway. Should have said that out loud. Yeah, I'm not really sure where I'm going here. Only other thing I could do is maybe the email or the orb.
Objection!
I'll try the email. I don't know what else. I do kind of want to see what happens if we lose. That's why I'm obviously getting these wrong on purpose. No permadeath day in court for Apollo. Not against Phoenix.
Objection!
So is this just that some outsiders calling it the orb? I'm not sure I really understand, but I deciphered them, but I have yet to crack the riddle. Just the fact that someone else is acknowledging that they gave it to him, and it has the picture in there. I guess it kind of makes sense. Seems like there were multiple contradictions, so it just wants you to get this one. Contains an email. Can we not track down who the hell sent this? Probably used a proxy or something. It's called a flash drive, Your Honor. Oh god. Dude. So outbox. I deciphered the patterns. Have yet to crack the riddle. And in response to how's your research coming along? But it doesn't say here anywhere that it is the founder's orb. Reporting his findings to an individual who are trying to figure out. My theory is it's Inga. Would make sense, wouldn't it? Presented to this court. Okay, what about it? Oh, is it gonna be that? Are you serious? That's like his initials? Paul Addison Wimperson. That's such speculation, though. We're gonna assume it was him. Like, you couldn't just track his IP or something from that? Track his email? That's kind of a weak sauce one. That's like the Damon Gant 777. Just because his save number was 777 means his ID number is 777, that's not proof at all. That wouldn't fly. Same thing here. So what? That doesn't mean anything. And he's that dumb that he would use his initials? I thought it'd be some super spy who's using a generic thing that you'd never be able to trace, but he's so dumb he uses his real initials. That doesn't seem right. Why? Yeah, I'm confused. Huh. So he... What? I don't know what's happening then. So does he still have the crystal? Nice detective work. Can't you, like, bypass it for detective purposes, though? Forensically bypass it? He willingly left the orb in the doctor's care so he could study it, at the behest of his benefactor. Which we haven't brought up in court, so I'm surprised they didn't ask benefactor. Nice music, though. Is this his objection theme? What about the report? I have all the details of the theft. The real crystal of Amife, but why would he be mixing them up then? Oh, that's pretty smart then.
Objection!
I think that's his first objection. And are we calling him that stupid? Yeah, this is like a Von Karma argument. We want to cross-examine him. Shutting down detractors. What is his birthday gonna be in there? Let's see if it makes sense. 7/11 is it? So his birthday would be July 11th. I guess there's nothing else that would really make sense. He's really that dumb. You wouldn't make a fake email just to do it? God damn, you're stupid. At $1,000 or more. So the priceless urn of Amife wouldn't qualify, huh? They said it was worth nothing in the Luke Atme trial. I'm surprised the judge got it. So dumb, dude. Criminal mastermind over here. Jussie Smollett looking guy. Use your own credit card to buy the rope, am I right? Amazing. Or use a check. This kind of discredits him. His posture kind of reminds me of Red White a little bit. But he's too young. He's struggling to say anything. What? He can't just plead the fifth. How what happened? Explain matters outside my own purview. A mistake on the part of my secretary. That is a pretty politician-like thing to say. Is he gonna help us? My client lent the treasure in question to the doctor and asked him to study it. But it still could be the crystal, somehow? Why not? Because then it would be from Wright. You had to hide the fact you sent the crystal out to be studied. Your family would have been very upset if they found out it's a heirloom after all. But it even says, if we're going by the email as absolute. Oh yeah, it doesn't say in there what it is yet. Yeah, fuck sodomy. We need some real competition out here. This is what I'm talking about. You couldn't have asked for anybody better, except for maybe Edgeworth. Crystal is a precious heirloom, and has been for centuries. So what he's saying is, he asked him to study his own heirloom. The problem is, then how did you report it missing 10 months ago? That doesn't track. You reported it missing 10 months ago and gave it to his own, to the archaeologist behind his own family's back. And then, so it has nothing to do with the theft in Karain is what Phoenix is arguing? So it was stolen a year ago by himself and given to the archaeologist himself to study. He lent it. I guess he didn't steal it because it's his own thing. Family would have been very upset if they found out. Buff was so eager to study it, I couldn't say no. I'd like to meet your grandfather. Is it Inga? Yeah, why don't we try to figure out who that is? So instead of the Phantom or the... That's all they call him, right? Is the Phantom. We're trying to find out the benefactor. He's going to be the Phantom of this game, right? The final boss. Or it might not even be. It might be the Queen herself. Somebody very powerful. Part of the royalty. So Dhurke was wrong. Dhurke said it must be someone who's royalty who hired the archaeologist, but it was just this guy. So the royalty is using him as like a go-between, which is pretty smart. We're going to give a precious heirloom just like that. Yeah, that is kind of a dirty thing to do. But didn't he openly admit to being willing to do that? He said, I'll give it to my benefactor. No question asked. We're following in his footsteps. Who exactly is this guy? Refusing him would have meant dashing the dreams of his grandson. I doubt he could have said no. Do you have any, Judge? It's been in the family for centuries. You technically haven't even been elected yet, though, have you? Name placard today. I do kind of like that. Why does it say Abe Addison? It's just coming off. Cheap placard. And then, if you're so sure he would have been okay with it, then why would you have to hide the fact that you were doing it behind his back? Who is the grandpa? Oh yeah, I guess I didn't remember that too much. She's acting like she works for him. Is she like a private consultant? She works for the state. I guess she was like an expert witness that was requested by him. Addison Wimperson. Lent his heirloom. At least that pun is hidden behind. You're not going to call him that all the time. Just call him Addison. Have him testify. Have this guy testify himself. What they know about the so-called crystal of Amife. If it really is a family heirloom, they should know all about it. He's quite confident. So you never have to worry about it with Phoenix. He just wants the truth. So even if he wins, it'll be because he's on the right side. Even in the Matt on guard case, he didn't want to win because he knew he was in the wrong. Even to protect Maya, he still would have preferred to lose. So you know he's never going to do anything wrong. Tale of the Crystal of Amife, illustrious history of the Ashton clan. I keep calling it Ashton. First time they've been referred to as a clan. Back in the old country when you reigned supreme. So who is your grandfather? I want to know that. This is actually a nice day in trial. I like this. Especially since it's only a precursor to what's to come. I guess we'll leave it at that for today, though.